Welcome to the Sparkle Bomb Coach podcast and YouTube channel, where we bring fun and magic back to your life and business. I'm your host, Kay Decker, aka the Sparkle Bomb Coach, and I help women to connect with their soul and intuition, tap into their desires, and magnetize everything they desire in life, business, and relationships by turning on their inner sparkle. I'm so excited for you to be here. So let's sparkle! Hello, gorgeous! Welcome back to the Sparkle Bomb Coach podcast and our YouTube channel. So I am so excited. We're diving in today into another Sparkle Summit episode replay. This time I have the beautiful, gorgeous, amazing Taylor Lee coming on together and share with you the power of storytelling. So I'm gonna introduce her more inside of the episode, and just a reminder, if you love this episode, please take a screenshot, tag me at KDecker Coaching, and tag Taylor. All of her information is in the show notes or in the description. And don't forget that these are replays from live training, so there are some parts cut out just to protect other people, just to protect their names, just to protect some winners of beautiful prizes. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the day 4 of the Sparkle Summit. I am so freaking excited for today. Today is going to be so much fun because I have an incredible human being with me here, and I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to tell you everything all about her. But as you are guys hopping on, say hi so we know that you are here. We're streaming via Zoom, which is a little bit different, but we're still here with you. So please comment, say that you're here, and tell me, have you been here for the day 1? Have you watched day 1, 2, 3? Were you here yesterday when we had an incredible interview with Stephanie Schultz? Tell us all the things, share in the comments. And if you haven't, that is totally okay. All of the replays are still available in the group. And another thing that I wanted to ask for everyone who's been joining and watching since day 1, are you wearing something sparkly? Are you wearing something special? Did you do something to make this the most important event of your life? So today I'm wearing this sparkly top. And actually, one thing you guys I didn't tell you is that every day I put like on sparkles. I have this like eco-friendly glittery thing, and no one can see it, but I'm super excited. And I shaved my legs again. So you guys tell us if you do something special. And in the meantime, as the comments pop up, I am going to introduce you this incredible human being that I'm so excited to bring you. So today we have Taylor Lee. Taylor Lee. Taylor is a business mentor for online service providers and coaches. And after hitting her first six-figure year in the business when she was 20 years old, like, holy crap, 20. I had no idea what I was doing with my life in my 20s. And she now helps other women and people to create a fully free life that they dream of. And I think that is just so incredible. There's so many people who are thinking, oh my gosh, am I too young? And at least one of the things we're going to show you today is age doesn't make any difference. So welcome, Taylor. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so excited, and I never do this, but I have a sparkly nail.
Oh, yay! All the sparkles, I love that.
Perfect timing. I was like, well, I have my sparkles covered, so.
Yes! Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, that is so incredible. Okay, so everyone is saying hi Shamika, hi Melanie, hi Christy, hi Jen, Shelly. Okay, so Christy says, I only watched day 1 so far. I need to catch up. That is fine. Hi, Tony. Hi, Julia. Hi, Kelly. Kelly says, I'm so happy that I've been able to make it every day so far. That is impressive. I'm wearing sexy, sparkling shoes. Woohoo!
I love it.
Sexy. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. Also, for those of you who know Taylor, let us know, how do you know Taylor? Because I want everyone to know you. Okay, so let's dive in. One of the things that we are actually, Taylor, covering in this summit is that we're being incredibly raw and open
and honest and sharing way too much information.
Love it.
And I would love if you could tell us, who were you before you created your business? Like, who was Taylor Lee? If we met you before you became this like Taylor Lee, this incredible business owner, who were you?
Oh my gosh. Such a good question. So I did start my business really young, and I started it in college. But before I started it, I was super shy, very quiet, went along with what anyone else wanted me to do. The way I like to explain it to my people when I talk about this part of my life was I didn't have a favorite anything. Like, I didn't have a favorite song, music genre, color, food. Like, it was just like, okay, yeah, that's good. No, I like that. No, that's fine. That's good. I'm good with that. And really just like letting other people take the lead. And obviously eventually got to a point where I changed that. And my whole business journey, honestly, has been such a journey of like figuring out who I am, you know? So when I first started this business, I had no clue who I was. I was just like, I just found online business. I was like, okay, I'll try it. That sounds good.
Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine you being this like, you know, vanilla, but not even vanilla. It's like you were to flavor whatever everyone else wanted you to be. That is so insane. You guys, from those of you who know Taylor, and I see Tony saying, I love you, Taylor. That's so beautiful. So from those of you who like see this incredible person, can you imagine her ever being like even shy or like not knowing what she wants? Like that is just nuts to me. Oh my gosh, I love that. So who did you think you were gonna be before you started and discovered business?
Oh man. Okay. I'm trying to mute myself because my dogs are about to go crazy, but I think they're gaining control of themselves.
That's okay.
Yeah. So what was the question?
Who?
Oh, who did I think I was going to be?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I went to college to be a news anchor, like for journalism, but that was like my dream job, like to be a news anchor. And honestly, what's so funny was the only reason I got into journalism was because I get to this PE class at the start of a new school year, and my first boyfriend ever / ex-boyfriend is in the PE class. And I'm like, put me in any other class ASAP. Like, I'll do any other class. They put me in TV production, and I liked being on the camera, even though I was shy and quiet and very nervous around new people and stuff like that. Being on the camera and just like being able to read a script was so nice because it made me feel important. It made me feel like this in the spotlight, which was something I had never felt, which is something I actually really like about my business too. So it helped me with my business, but that's where I thought I was going, which I also think is so funny because that career has very little freedom and you really got to work your way up and get on people's good sides and all that type of stuff. And then plus, like, usually you're going to be working crazy hours, holidays, like, yeah, not much freedom in that.
To compare to what do you do now?
Yeah,
how's that going?
Right. I can work whenever I want.
Yeah, I mean, you also have like 2 baby showers right now, right? Like,
I know. Like, that's the thing is like thinking about going through this phase of my life, obviously pregnant. That's why I have baby showers going on.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. Taylor is expecting an incredible human being inside of her.
Yeah, we have a little girl on the way. Actually, as of today, we're officially 2 months from the due date, which is so crazy.
Oh my gosh.
But I think about that a lot now where it's like, it really means a lot because I traveled to Florida to have a baby shower with my family, and then Frankie's family's all, which is in Florida, and then Frankie's family's all here in Connecticut, so we had that one. But even just thinking like, I don't really have to have a plan for maternity leave, and I don't have to think about if I'm going back to work or not. And I'm in this like thread of all pregnant people do the same month as me. And that's like the number one conversation. Like, are you going back to work? Are you not going back to work? I don't know if I'm going to want to leave my baby. That's going to affect our income so much. Like, I'm so glad I don't have to think about any of that. Cause it's like, yeah, I'll take some time off and get into the flow and see how it goes. Like, that's my plan. but I know that it doesn't have to be this huge drastic effect on my income, or I mean, it will be a life change, but it's like I can shift my business to work around my life, which is so amazing. I'm so grateful for that.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, so now I would like to actually still go back though to tell people, so you can share a little bit, like, how did it come from wanting to be, you know, in the news to now being like, whatever, going with the flow, flying around the world, having the time of my life, and everything is amazing and all of that. So what was the journey? If you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So I'll share this part because this is how I found out that I could even start a business. And I think it just brings home the point of like, you've got to just follow the nudges. And for me, the first nudge was I'm watching a YouTube video in my college dorm, like a beauty video, right? Like probably a makeup tutorial, something so surface level. And on the sidebar recommended is like 5 ways to make money online. So I watch it, and there's all types of stuff in there, like taking surveys, online tutoring, and one of them was freelancing. And so I signed up for these freelance sites, and I got my first client that day, which was for less than minimum wage. It was $7 an hour. Maybe not the smartest business move, but I was learning.
It was the first move, and that's what comes.
Exactly. Like, that's what I think is so funny is it's like, I literally watched a video. I had no clue if it's what I wanted to do, if I'd like it. I didn't have a plan, but I was like, I'm going to try it, you know? And now I laugh at like what I charge and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be where I am today if I would have sat there and been like, how much should I charge? What should I sell? Like, I was just like, I think I can do this. Okay, cool. And that's where I started.
I absolutely love it, because I know that from those of you, you know, there are so many people watching us today, and I'm so grateful. And hi, everyone. And as you're coming on, just say hi so we know that you're here. We love you and we're so excited. And I know there is a part of the people who already have their businesses and they want to up level, but there's also a huge part, like a huge community of these women who are thinking and overthinking and sitting on the, maybe I want to do this, maybe I would love to, you know, have a baby eventually and like stay at home with them and not have to think about these things. And they're just sitting on it and thinking. And I think it just goes to show that because you had that nudge and you followed it, and you had that nudge and you followed it, it wasn't perfect, but that's what created multiple six-figure business, right? When you were, how old are you right now?
24.
Yeah, 24, crazy. In the most amazing way. Like, it's just so much fun, right?
Yeah. And along the way, it just literally was like, it kept being that. It was like, I found the freelance world, and then I started finding other people who were doing different types of jobs for more money. And I just started taking baby steps. I think if you can consistently take baby steps, you will see that you're taking giant leaps. Because back then, like, I remember like freaking out, like, Frankie was just my boyfriend at the time. Like, I'm charging $10 an hour. Like, can you believe it? Because that was more than my friends were making, like working at stores, you know? And that was a baby step. But then looking back on where I went from that first job to like within a year of making like $20,000 that first year, which is now so little, but I make that in a month. That was huge. That was huge. So I love to give people permission. Like, as long as you can keep taking the baby steps, no shame in taking baby steps, because that's literally how I built this business. I found proof that someone else did it, and I tried it. And then I pushed myself to do little increases, you know, and get better and charge more and work my way up in a fun way.
Yeah, I love that. And also, funnily enough, so yesterday, me and my husband, we went to watch Frozen 2. And it was so much fun. But like, one of the things and one of the points that was there was like, just take the next right step. Like, don't think 50,000 steps ahead, just do the next right thing. And, you know, in Frozen, it works. I just spoiled it for someone who wanted to watch it. I'm sorry, guys. But we all know what's going to happen. You know, it's going to be all good. But like, it works in business. And I think what is incredible is that even though you started from these little baby steps because you were doing them, it just kicked in. And there was this like huge momentum. And it's so beautiful. And sometimes we get so scared that like, oh my gosh, it's going to take forever. If I take baby steps, it's going to take forever. And you're such a beautiful example that that's not true. And there's another thing that I absolutely love about Taylor. You guys, yesterday we had Stephanie Schultz, and she is an incredible business owner. And in the way that she's showing up, it's completely different from you, because I always seen you as this person who, you might not say much, but when you say something, it lands. You know what I mean? Like when you share a story, I'm like, oh, you know, and I think that's so beautiful, because for me, or for someone, like building a business, like one person might not work. And for, you know, I am an introvert, might not look like it, but I'm introvert, and I'm also like more on the quiet side, and often the person in a group who is just listening. And I was terrified that I would have to be this like, you know, sort of like a loud, outgoing, and like doing all of these things. And I think seeing you as a person who is just like different in that, and seeing like, oh, it works too. So I would love for you to say something about that if something like comes up in mind.
Yeah. And I love that. I feel like you and I have a lot in common in that way. And we do have a lot of like human design stuff in common too, which is awesome. And the thing that it reminds me of is there was a point when I started coaching where I saw a lot of the coaches I was attracted to. And I think there's a place to find mentors who are a lot like us. And then there's a place to find mentors that kind of have those opposites as us. And so when I first got into the coaching industry, I was attracted to a lot of those mentors who were like super bold, super loud, so unapologetic about their opinion. Their favorite marketing strategy was like polarizing people, like the stuff that I was like so uncomfortable with. And I started to try to be that. Like my whole branding like was like badass this, badass that, like dropping F-bombs and stuff, which is fine, but it wasn't, I was doing it so much where it was not me, you know, and talking about hustle, which is not me.
I'm like, no.
I literally was like, hustle, 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 like really like fitting into like who I had found as successful. And eventually, you know, you can't pretend to be someone you're not for too long. So eventually it's just like, I can't, like, this isn't me. It's not working, you know, and I'm getting tired. Like, how can I be preaching all this stuff? And then I'm like crying at the end of the day. Like, I just want to go to bed. So bad, you know? And thank God, eventually I figured out like there's room for all types of people in the industry. And some people come to me because they see themselves in me. So like they are me. We're so alike. It's like crazy, you know, it's creepy. And then some people come to me because I can offer my gifts that are opposite or different than theirs. So regardless of where you fall, it's perfect, because some people are going to need you as a mirror, and some people are going to need your gifts that they just aren't, that's not their thing that comes natural to them. So glad I learned that, because regardless of what end of the spectrum you fall on, very important to just be yourself. That's what's going to keep it sustainable.
I love that. Yes, be yourself. And what gave you the permission to be your authentic self?
Ooh,
that's a question, huh?
That's a really good question, because it definitely wasn't one moment, but it really did come from the mentors who took time to see me for who I was. And honestly, one of my mentors who, I had a lot of mentors who contributed to this, but one mentor I worked with privately was Amanda Francis. Okay, cool. You froze for a second. You're there?
Yeah.
Amanda Francis. And she's very much like, do it your way, no rules, make it work for you, adjust it to work for you. And so I did this private coaching package with her. And I swear, I mean this in an amazing way, all she ever said to me was, how do you want it to work? What do you want to do? How does it need to work for you? Do it your way, make it yours. And sometimes it drove me crazy, but it literally ingrained into my mind, like, that's the question I now ask myself all the time. How do I be more that? Why am I not more this? It's like, okay, this is who I am. How do I make it work for me? How do I want it to work? How do I want it to go? So she gave me so much permission, but it really was a mix of all my mentors being able to see me and go, like, you are amazing. Like, I remember my first coach ever, I'm telling her my vision for my business, the first coach I've ever even talked to or opened up to. And she's like, Taylor, I would buy that. This is amazing. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I felt motivated and confident to sell it, you know? So I just think having someone that takes that time to get to know you and can give you that confidence, let you borrow a little of theirs, also push you to stay true to yourself, so important.
I love that. And you know what? It's so funny because I definitely had quite a few of the moments to this year, not only this year, but like on this entire journey, when I just wanted someone to tell me what to do. I was like, just tell me exactly what am I supposed to do. But the fun thing is, no one can tell you because no one knows you as you know yourself. And, you know, having that reassurance and having someone along the way that like tells you you can be yourself, because trusting in ourselves, like, I mean, it can be sometimes scary because the ideas that I have sometimes are insane.
I know.
Right? And like, you know, I'm not going to spoil any secrets, but I know that like so Taylor and I, we're part of the same mastermind, and we have had quite a bit of conversations there around like, is this crazy? But like, I feel so excited to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think just having that group and having that place where like, oh, we're all doing something crazy, I would not worry for you. So if you wouldn't worry for me, then I guess it's all good and we can just continue going in this journey. I love that. Also, you guys, as you're watching, ladies, I don't know why I say guys, it's a bad habit. All you ladies that you're watching, if you have any questions along the way for Taylor or for me, just drop them below. We see you. We are so excited that you are here. I see Cheryl just hopping in now. Will it catch the replay? That is totally fine. Needed to hear that. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, so I just love you. I cannot get over that. Like, I am so happy that you're here and that we get to show people that it doesn't need to be a certain way. So now, how does the whole storytelling comes in place in your business?
So this is the perfect conversation, I feel like, because my journey has literally been about getting to know who I am and accepting it. And that to me is what storytelling is all about. You know, I have a lot of clients that come to me, and almost all of them, honestly, when we first start working on this, if they haven't already been just embracing who they are fully, I'm not interesting enough. I'm not cool enough. I was never the cool girl. I was never the popular girl. I don't have big enough results. I mean, the list goes on. And the thing is, you have to be sharing your story and who you are to build that level of trust and connection for people to buy from you. And since I don't believe in marketing rules anyway, the thing is though, is that that's what's going to get you clients who like love you. Because my clients who came from freelancing versus my clients who came from coaching, even though the coaching has always paid way more, the ones in coaching were so much more like loving of who I was and understanding of who I was, and just like so much easier to work with. Because I went into coaching like talking about my story and sharing who I was and getting vulnerable over and over and over. The freelance ones were just about me being good at something, you know? So those people just wanted me to prove how good I was and get them good results and be quick and cheap and like all that stuff. So I can tell you, like, I've had clients from both types of marketing, and the ones who hire you because they like know who you are and they love you, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. You know, it's the best way to run your business. And one story, if you guys can't tell, like this whole thing is just like me telling little mini stories, and that's what my content is. But when I first booked out my coaching, so basically I hired a coach, a few months went by of nothing. And then I started getting hired by one client a month. Like, so I could get one coaching client a month. And I was like tapped at that. And then I had a month go by of no clients. And I'm like, I got to figure this out. And I had a biz bestie, thank God at the time, who was like, I feel like you're not being yourself online. And she told me, she's like, Taylor, like, I love you. I love everything about you. You're amazing. You're a rock star. Like, and this is a biz bestie that was 10 years older than me as well. And I'm like, I'm only 20 years old. I'm so scared. I'm not good at anything. And she's like, no. So she challenged me to share the truth. She's like, I feel like you need to share everything that you don't want people to know. Not because people need to know your age or need to know how much money you make or anything like that, but because you feel like you're keeping a secret and you're amazing and there's no secrets to keep. Like we went on a trip together. This is in a hotel room. I'm like crying. She's like, I'm going to take a shower. And when I get out of the shower, I want you to have a list of everything about who you are. Like literally, we had to have like a serious moment like this. And anyway, I write a post on my 21st birthday in May about all the things I've accomplished by my 21st birthday. I had never shared my age. None of my clients knew. It was my dirty little secret. I shared that. My coaching booked out within like 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
And this was by women in there. I had an 18-year-old hire me. I had girls my age hiring me. I had women in their 30s and 40s hiring. Like it didn't matter. The ones that were my age or younger were like, I needed to find someone my age or close. Like now I know it's possible. This has been the one thing holding me back. The women that were older were just inspired. Like you've shown me how much time I wasted, or my fear is that I'm too old. And like, it hit home with everyone, you know? And also it was such a relief because literally I would be so scared of people finding out my age. I tried to like look older, sound older, like on coaching calls with clients.
Oh my
I'm wondering, why am I not getting hired? My first photo shoot, I wore this like tight black dress with these like black heels, which is not me at all. And I told the photographer, I need to look professional, put together, and older than I am. That was my directions. And that was 4 years ago.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. And to give people perspective, you just had a photo shoot. Is that okay that I say that?
Yeah.
So what were your instructions now?
I was going to say that, so I'm so glad you asked, because I just had a photo shoot last week at my house, which is beautiful, but not perfect. I totally could do it at a studio, but I was like, I want to be me. I want them to see that I'm happy. I want them to see what's possible, but I also want them to see themselves in me. I want them to seem like I'm approachable, relatable, that I'm the same as them. I just created this as well. And that's my brand. Like, I'm just me. And I always tell my photographers too now that I like it. This is what I say. I want what I'm wearing and how I look to be likely that you would run into me in public and I would look like that. Now, some of my Target trips, I'm not looking that good. But a lot of, like, I wore this in my photo shoot and I'm obsessed with the sweater now. I'm going to wear it all the time. So yeah.
I love it. Oh my gosh. This is so perfect. And I think it's just so amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And, you know, I think the biggest fear for us when we show up online on our own, if you will, is that we will not be enough as we are. And it's just so funny that like your story is literally, I tried to be everything else and that didn't work. And I actually allowed myself to be who the heck am I. And it's working like just like magic. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we have a question for Kirsty. And she says, do you think there is a line between vulnerability and self-sabotage?
So, I feel my only rule, like what would I not share, is when I am processing something. And the thing is I feel like when you show up and this is just the facts, this is the truth. Like when I shared my age, that was just factual truth. There's no reason to hide that. And this is what I have accomplished. When I share something about like what I'm sharing with you guys now, like all the stuff that used to be so vulnerable and scary, I'm on the other side of it, you know? But I feel like when you share something when you're super in it and it's like, I don't know what to do right now, I'm scared, like, you know, it's probably not the time to share it, just because you deserve the space with yourself and whoever you're trusting to support you to get to the other side. So that's really the only things I don't share is like, I still need time to process this. Not because I don't want to seem like a mess ever, because you'll probably hear about it next week, if not tomorrow. But like, I deserve time to process this and get to the other side of it. And that's what I've been learning, is like leading yourself. And Kate, I feel like you do such a good job of that. Like, so much of your content, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so good at like going through the shit and then sharing the other side of it. Like, it's so good.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And like, you know, one of the things that popped out in my mind is that also it really matters what is your intention, right? Because I have shared, and like, you know, I talk about being happy, but I definitely have days when I'm just like not feeling it. And when I share it, my intention, that's the biggest thing. Like, I'm always like, what do I want people to feel? What do I want them to see? What do I want them to understand? And I think that's also a huge part of it. And if you know, if you ever want to share, for anyone who's like wondering this, if you ever want to share something and your intention or your fear is, this is going to destroy me, then maybe that's not the time to post it. And maybe it's a good thing to talk about it with someone, with like a coach or a mentor, maybe even a business bestie, and then go and share that. I love that. Okay, so if you were to give some tips for someone, there's someone right now sitting on the other side watching us and seeing like, oh my gosh, Taylor is amazing, so all I need to do is to be myself and start sharing stories. I don't know how to write. What would be your like one suggestion, if there is one?
The one thing that changed it for me, which is along with this question and what you just said, it's gonna feel scary. But I tell my clients that one thing that you're scared if people find out about, they're not gonna hire you, I say share it. Because it's freeing. And I really find that if we feel like we're keeping a secret, we feel like we're out of integrity. Like, there was a part of me that literally felt like I was taking advantage of people just because I was 20 years old. But then I'm still trying to sell it. So of course I didn't sign on very many clients, because then I'm like, hopefully they don't find out. Hopefully if they do find out, they're not mad. Like, you know, what if I give it away by something I say? Like that was me feeling like I was out of integrity. So I had to share it. And that's so important. On the other side of it too, though, like when I shared that, I wasn't like, okay, guys, here's the truth. I'm not experienced. I'm only 20 years old. And like, that wasn't what I shared. I had to pick the thing I was vulnerable about, and I connected it to stuff that was awesome about me.
Excuse me. In Czech, we say when someone sneezes, like, je to pravda, which is like, it's true. So I just sneezed. It's all true.
I love it. Yeah. So share that, share what you're vulnerable about, but also share what's amazing about you, because everybody watching this has things that they're amazing at and things amazing that they've accomplished and have gotten to the other side of. A lot of the time, the only reason we're not sharing that is because we feel like it's not good enough, and we're never going to be the best one in the industry. Like, hopefully not, because the only reason I've been able to grow is because I've continued to find people who are doing stuff that I'm not doing yet.
I love that. Yeah, I never want to be the 100% the best one, because I don't know what would I do then. Where would I grow? I would have no challenge.
There's no proof that anything else is possible, so I don't want to either.
Yeah,
but,
I love
yeah,
it.
I mean, there's always people I could compare myself to even still, but definitely then it's like, I mean, when I shared that post, I was like, I just had a month where I signed no clients. Like, who am I? Like, but there were so many amazing things I had accomplished that, sure, tons of other people did more than that, but that's who I was, and people will hire you because of that.
I love that. And also, I think a huge part in all of this and like the storytelling is just looking at our own story as we would look at someone else's, because so often we just like zoom on that one thing that is not working, and we see it, this is the most important thing in the story, when that's not true.
No, exactly. I love it. I think we might have another.
Yeah, I saw some comments. Okay, so Christy says, I feel like I'm taking advantage of people with a new branding offer I have, and I haven't gotten a single client. I know branding, but maybe that's the secret.
Oh, yeah. what we were saying earlier.
Yeah. And also like Christy, there's, if you get the job done and it's incredible, there's no taking advantage. One of the things you wanted to say something, say it.
I was just saying exactly. Like, as long as you're saying this is what you get and that's what they get, there you go. Like, that's perfect.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Is there something else that comes to mind that you would like to share as far as, something that helped you on your journey in your story?
I think the thing I was just thinking about as you were talking was the other like key to storytelling, the reason why it works, it's not even really about like, it's not about the vulnerable thing you're going through. It's about the feeling of it, So like when I shared about my age, which I like, that was like my thing. I wrote that for so long. Like I just kept sharing it all the time because A, it worked. And B, it evoked feeling. Like I was saying, like I had women much older than me who were like, that's exactly how I feel. Even though they were over 20 years older than me going through a whole different thing, they felt the same way. They felt self-conscious. They felt scared. They felt worried that it was, the wrong timing or they weren't good enough. Like pinpoint the feelings because that's what people connect to. And I feel like, especially in the coaching industry, but really even in life, we want people that like get us. And that means like they know how we felt. Like my mentor has had a totally, completely different story than me. And we have so many like things that are just different about our story. So it's not that she's gone through everything I've gone through, but it's that she's gone through all the same feelings, So even though I can tell her something that she's never actually gone through, she's like, yeah, when I went through this, it felt like this. And I'm like, yep, that's the feeling. So I just think feelings are so important with this and just remembering like, that's why we're doing it. It's about building connection.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm like, oh yeah. It feels like a brain massage, just like, yes. It feels so good. Like so much truth. It's so funny because sometimes when we start paying attention to our bodies through the stories and when someone's speaking, it really like, I have a full body reaction. Like I have this like, oh, this feels so good.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's what people can do when they're listening to these, right? Because I know your intention was like, bring on different types of people. Like I am obsessed with Stephanie. She's so amazing, but we are like really different,
Yes.
So even like, and she's in our mastermind too. So it's like when anyone in the mastermind is sharing something, it's like, does that feel like, ooh, next level for me? Or does it feel like good for them? Not good for me.
Yes. And it's just so much fun. And I absolutely love bringing, all of you guys here and showing that whatever reasons, excuses, or fears, people who are listening might have, they don't matter as long as we don't make them the reason why something is not possible. And I absolutely love that. So
that's amazing. That's perfect.
Yes. Okay, Taylor. So now people are in love with you, I'm sure. And if there was some place that they're like maybe thinking like, oh my gosh, I love this person. I want to be in her energy. Whatever she's offering next, I want to be in there. Where could they join you? What do you have going on?
So what I'm so excited about is literally exactly a week from today, I am starting my content challenge. So what this is, it's going to be a lot about storytelling. Trust me. You're going to be telling your story. So it's just perfect if you want to really practice implementing this. So I'm going to go live for 5 days. And every day I'm going to share one tip. So it won't take long. It'll be really digestible and awesome. And then one content prompt. So if you show up, you're going to learn something new every day and have a content prompt. So I tell people there's no reason it can't be your most productive week ever with your content. So that's what I'm doing. I'll grab the link and put it in the comments right after.
Yes. Perfect,
or you guys can message me too, or just stalk me. You'll find the link.
Okay. I love that. And where else can people find you? So they can obviously, if they're watching it right now, they can see your name and they can like follow you on Facebook. And where else can people find you?
So best places are Instagram. I love doing my Instagram stories. My posts are on there. That's _ Taylor Lee. And then I also have my podcast, which is fully free with Taylor Lee, which I would love for you guys to subscribe to.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you guys go and listen to more goodies from Taylor right after this. I love that. I love that. I love that. Also, if you guys are loving this, what we're having, this conversation, what you can do is just take a screenshot and share it on your social media, and we'll make sure that you find Taylor and everything. Okay. I love this. I am so grateful for everything and for all of the nuggets of wisdom. My voice is like, do you hear it? It's like dying. I'm so grateful that you are here. And I know that the women are going to take so much away from this.
Amazing.
I am so grateful that you came here and shared your story. And I know it's going to inspire so many women. And also everyone who, if you are just loving Taylor's vibe, go and follow her. Go follow that nudge. Go do something with this woman. She is incredible. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I had such a good time. And awesome to meet everybody.
Okay, everyone. I am so excited for this. And if you have any other questions, that's one more thing. Because you were watching the replay, feel free to share the questions. We're going to double check on them at some point. And we love you, and I'll see you in the next day.